Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red. This Wednesday morning, this wet Wednesday morning. Matthew chapter 24, and we begin a new chapter and a new adventure as the disciples draw out from Jesus some future insight. And they've just come out of the temple and they're impressed by the temple and they point this out to Jesus. And then in verse 2, we read these words. Do you not see all these things? Truly, I say to you, not one stone here will be left upon another, which will not be torn down. So the disciples are impressed by all the glory and the beauty of the temple. And yet Jesus takes this opportunity to take them on a journey of looking into the future. And so he predicts the reality of what's about to happen to the temple. And he says, you're focusing on the reality of this beautiful building, and it may well be a beautiful building, but the reality of that building is coming down. Everything that represents this building is coming down. This old order, this old way of connecting to God is coming down. God has given a new revelation truth that will enable you to come near, to draw near to him. And so he invites them into the future. And the question of looking into the future, how do you feel about that? Well, the scripture is constantly prophesying the reality of the future. In fact, the whole manifestation of the scripture is a prophetic revelation. It's a kind of a revisiting now as to what's going to be then. And Jesus is always using this future perspective insight in order to be able to educate the hearts of the disciples while he walked with them those 3.5 years. And the truth is that the temple did come down. The temple was destroyed. And the reality of everything that Jesus said did take place. But Jesus uses this now, this springboard inspiration, to prepare them for some thinking that he wants them to think about what's to come. And so he starts talking about the end of the age, the end of all things, the summing up of God's world. I've called it the talk after the tick. When God's talk is heard in the earth, then the end will come. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day as we go on this venture. Enjoy this blessing. Stay dry.